Hello everyone, thanks for coming outside with me today. Today I would like to go over gear that was some of my favorites from the 2021 hunting season. So this is gear that I either was brand new testing for 2021 or stuff that I've been continuing to use that I've really enjoyed its qualities. Now I could have lumped this into one giant, long, monotonous, long-winded video, which, I've been known to make from time to time. But instead I decided to break it into product spotlight videos and let you, the end user, enjoy these individual clips in more in-depth detail than watching a long-winded thing. All right, for this next gear review, we're going to break into Huntworth Lodi Day Backpack and how I dragged this thing through the absolute ringer in the 2021 season. So arguably this year, I have put more hunts both here in Pennsylvania as well as out of state than I ever have before. And I knew I was going to be pushing this backpack to its absolute limits in terms of, is it going to stop from ripping, tearing, falling apart, carrying a lot of weight. This was not only full of my saddle gear and the snacks and the 2-liter water bladder, but also camera gear this year. So this bag was absolutely packed to the nines. It's about a 31-liter pack, and I will put my initial impressions and first review video down in the description below if you're interested in how I initially was looking at this backpack and compared to now to how it's fully set up. The exterior is fantastic, could not be more pleased. I do carry my regular size Predator here. You probably could also do the Predator XL as well from Tethered as your saddle platform if you would like. Simple, it's really nice. I can even leave it on my back and reach around because I have these buckles kind of strategically placed in the middle of the pack, so I can reach around, pull that off, and then I can just strap it to the tree and continue on with my hunt. I'm not going to unload this bag on camera. I just want to get that giant piece of metal out of the way so I don't scratch myself or make a lot of noise. The exterior water bottle holders, which I never use an exterior water bottle. I've dropped too many in the woods and left trash laying around, or my own personal water bottle lost forever. So what I mainly use them for is for carrying ropes and gear hoists and that type of stuff. And here I have a retractable gear hoist. I did cut a hole in the bottom of this mesh, tried to melt it with an Allen key. It ended up just breaking and fraying. This is a family owned and made, no longer in production, so don't ask me about this gear hoist. You can't get it. Although I will say, let me flip the bag around. My buddy Nathan Fry from over at The Budget Sportsman made a retractable gear hoist out of a retractable dog gear leash that you can find at Harbor Freight for about $5-6. So in this water bottle holder, I do carry my hip strap from Tethered. I just keep it balled up with all the bells and whistles attached to it there. But I'm removing it here so I can show you, even without cutting off the handle and adding some cool molly pouch like he did, you can actually, if you wanted to, just run this right on the inside without actually breaking it apart, and then running the retractable leash out the bottom if you really wanted to. I might actually do this on my other Huntworth pack just so I have two options of packs I can play with without having to take the clip off and make sure it doesn't unravel itself. Yada yada yada. Put the hip strap back in its place and talk about the mesh here on the backside. This was awesome. Allow it to breathe, has a little bit of memory foam to it, so it was nice and padded and comfortable. Kept me separated from all the crap on the inside. There was a camera arm in here, the big 4th arrow camera knuckle, whole bunch of stuff that could have easily sat there and jabbed me for miles of walking on public land here in Pennsylvania. On the inside, I am running a 2-liter water bladder. This thing is just a lifesaver. I only have one kidney, so I need to stay hydrated, and I go through a lot of water just in general. Pretty big dude. I sweat a lot, so on and so forth. So having that in here, the pack is set up to carry a water bladder. Even though Huntworth doesn't sell one with the pack, you can retrofit one yourself. The shoulder straps do have a buckle system, and in my original video, I talked about how I needed to fold these over and tape them so they wouldn't get jammed up into the buckle. Leaves me a lot of meat here to grab that still and pull that out. That was really nice. I didn't actually end up unclipping these a lot, as much as I thought I would throughout the season, but if I did run a tree stand or something that I could thread these through to then run the straps then to my shoulders, that's a really, really nice feature. Also, something I didn't talk about that I ended up using a bunch was down here in the bottom, there is a dry bag cover that is tethered to this bag itself, and I have clipped the tether. We'll talk about why in a minute. But it is tethered here, so I've actually clipped off the tag in so I could slip it out and through. But then this, if you're ever caught in the rain, would then just go over top of the bag, and then you put the bag back on your shoulders. But what I used this predominantly for was for camera gear. So if I was ever stuck in a wet moment, rain shower I didn't foresee, I would simply pull this dry bag, or this dry cover, if you will, right off, and then the camera arm's sitting on the tree, so I would just put it over top of the camera system, just like an old lady shower cap. And once it was done, I would just kind of shake it off, ball it back up, and shove it back in here. And if I wanted to, I could re-lanyard it to itself so that it wouldn't fall out. But since this pocket is zippered, I don't need to do that. That was actually an unforeseen feature that I really liked about this camera, particularly for filming. But if I needed it for other things like gun scopes, or for, if I'm just running even a simple handy cam, or just to keep stuff off my shoulders, or if I wear it like a shower cap if I really needed to, it actually ended up being nice. Down here also on the bottom, the bedroll, I use this a ton for packing in layers. Sometimes there's plenty of strap here so you can cross angle it like this. You don't even have to go straight over. So I was using this to carry in extra base layers, the extra heavy shell coats if I know it's going to be walking in cold weather, but for miles over the hilly terrain here that we have in PA, that also ended up being really helpful. All in all, it just ended up being a really nice, easy, simple pack to work with for me, and the price point of it is still fantastic. It's around that $70 mark, which for a pack that's this well thought out, you can get it in the disruption camo, you can get it in the tarning camo. It has a nice soft, they call it their in velvet exterior. It has all tape seams, and also it has not only tape seams, but you can fold the seams over if you're really going to be in some nasty inclement weather. Just a really well thought out backpack, and I can't wait to continue to use it. Also going to use their larger frame-ish style pack, the Hickory, but I haven't even touched that yet. I wanted to give a full season devoted to the Lodi. So that's all for this video. If you have any questions on the Lodi day backpack or any of the other parts of Huntworth gear that I used on the channel, please do follow the links in the description below. Hit me up on Facebook and Instagram, AverageJackArchery. Send me an email, averageJackArchery@gmail.com, or drop a comment here on YouTube. Hope you're able to get outside, enjoy the sport of archery hunting if you so choose. Definitely enjoy God's beautiful creation, and we'll get to see you next time.